I guess we'll start with everybody calls you Coach Chop. Where did that nickname come from? Did it start as a coach? Did it start when you were younger? How did that come
That
about?
came about when I was a coach of GA at Harbin. Senator Tommy Tuberville gave me that nickname, so that's where it comes from.
Did he explain why he gave it to you?
Everybody back then was close-knit. Everybody had a nickname. So my name came Chop, short for pork chop. So there we go.
How did you evaluate the start, the first 4 practices for your Leo group?
A lot of energy. We still got a lot more improvement to go with the little things, hand placement, working vertical. The kids are working hard, excited about the group, great attitudes. They really close together, which I love. And then we still just got to get a lot better with the finish, and we're going to get there.
What drew you to wanting to work here at Tennessee?
Honestly, to be honest with you, was my daughter. I had a chance to go to Tennessee or go somewhere else. And I also had a lot of friends that had took the job here about a month before me. But really my daughter, she always loved Tennessee. And for whatever reason, I didn't know. She just wanted to go to school here. So she's a student here. So we love her here. The people have been great to me and my family. Coach Hype was great to work for. Coach Banks, great to work for. So it's been awesome.
You got promoted from analyst to outside linebacker. Has it been much of a change for you between recruiting and working with the defensive line? Has there been much of a change over the last
Recruiting, no. The coaching part is more on me now. I used to assist with Coach Gardner and Coach Eck, and then also my parts of the defense for Coach Banks. So it's been a little bit more with that, but the recruiting part, that don't stop. I'm still going to do what I do.
How great is it to have a guy like Joshua Josephs? I mean, James Pierce has gone on, but Joseph's a guy that's been here for 3 years and kind of knows exactly what you guys want in the spot.
It's great. Josh, I was here when we recruited Josh, so know his family and everybody. So Josh is a great kid, great to work with. He's becoming more of a vocal leader, trying to get that part out of him. He works hard every day, just more of a quiet leader, just trying to get a little bit more out of him from that standpoint. But he loves the game. Just been awesome to work with.
What has he kind of expressed to you about the player he wants to be in the upcoming season?
The player he wants to be is he want to be a first-round draft pick. So with that being said, he want to do a better job with the pass rush. He grew last year as a run player. He want to continue on with that path, but get better at the pass rush, understanding sets, and get better with his hands and his eyes.
Not sure how much you guys' grades align with PFS, but Josh, you're graded out really highly with PFF. I mean, what is that reflected in what you're saying, like sort of the run game, playing the run more so, or where did that show up last year? So
it showed up with his hand placement. He got better from year 1 to year 2 with his hand placement into the year 3, really with Josh. The year 2 he kind of had the sophomore blues, but he got better year 3. We challenged him with pad level because people consider him maybe undersized, but really not, because he do a great job with pad level. He's 240-pound kid, so he's twitchy, he's strong, got real long arms. So he just progressed throughout the year and just got to progress on.
What's the next step? How do you turn those pressures into more sacks from a standpoint of a guy like him?
A guy like him, he got to understand leverage of the quarterback. He got to understand pass sets of the offensive line. That's the key for him. He didn't do a good job. A good job he should have last year, and that's something, as me as a coach, I got to stress that and also work on that doing my individual periods during practice.
What's the next step for a guy like Caleb Herring, who's come in and put on a lot of weight since he was, an early enrollee?
Next step for Caleb is to consistently be physical. Been happy with his leadership thus far, but him continuing to be physical and take his pass rush game to another level. But he has to continue to be consistent with his physicality.
You talked a little bit about how recruiting is nonstop. How have you just sort of described your style as a recruiter, and how have you sort of developed it over your time as a coach at your various stops?
My mentor, Terry Price, told me a long time ago, you're only good as the players that you have. And that has always stuck with me. I know that I'm genuine. I am who I am. I'm not changing. Everybody that knows me, I can go from 0 to 100. But the thing about me is I'm genuine. If you good to me, I'm good to you, and that's the same way in recruiting. I don't deviate with that. I don't put on a different mask when it comes to recruiting. We have hard conversations sometimes, me and the parents and the kids, and that's fine. I tell them that up front, but we're always gonna be honest and up front from start to finish. That will always be consistent about me, and that's what I think. I kind of gravitate to people that's like that, and they gravitate to me.
What's sort of the next step this spring for Jordan Ross?
Jordan Ross got to work on being physical and also pass rush. He didn't get many reps last year. He got to stay healthy. He didn't stay healthy last year, so he got to do a great job of maintenance throughout the year on his body. And he's still a pup, so we got to really take him from he's still a freshman in my eyes. So he got a lot of work to do with working on his get off, playing the run, being physical, and just being able to also rush the passer, reading sets, like I talk about all the time with the guys.
From a a trade standpoint, physicality or athleticism, I guess. What do you like about Ross?
I like, honestly, Ross is gifted, but he's not consistent with his work. He has to be more consistent every day. He's a little bit on the immature side because he's still a freshman. He got to become more mature and take things more serious. That's what I'm trying to get across to him. He has God-given talent, but he got to become more consistent with the mental aspect of the game and taking everything serious. If he does that, he'll better help Tennessee.
What's the biggest difference when it comes to what you're looking for in spring practice between a guy like Jordan Ross and a guy like Joshua Josephs, who has a little bit more experience under his belt?
Josh is looking for Josh just to just continue to be consistent and be a leader. With Jordan, I'm looking for him to follow guys like Josh and Caleb and continue to grow with his mental aspect. That's what I'm looking for Jordan. That's exactly what I'm looking for him.
You mentioned Josh wanted to be a first-round pick. How much does it help to have a guy like James going into the draft and getting all this first-round talk in terms of motivation for a guy like Josh and even for young guys kind of waiting their turn to play more?
Well, those two guys came in together. They're really good friends, so that's a motivating factor for him to see. He's happy to see James have all the hoopla and the talk about being a first-rounder, but also he's happy for him, but also he can see where he need to improve and also take his game a little bit to a different level than James. He has an extra year, so he should.
You're the,
Last one.
You're the third MLS to be promoted to a full-time assistant. Was that something when you came here, they were like, we want to promote from within? Just what do you feel like this is about the culture here that they continue to do that?
I think that's great. If the guys, I think all the guys before me have earned the spot to be promoted. It also helps with the culture aspect. If you work hard, you will get promoted. If you don't, you won't. But Coach Hyper been great to me from start to finish. Been great to my family. Like I say, his wife been great to my wife and to my kids. So that's been a selling point for us to stay here as long as we have. Usually I don't usually stay somewhere this long. So that's been great for my family. If it weren't for Coach Hyper, I still wouldn't be here. We're in year 5.